talked a little bit about perspectives on kind of looking back over the last 5 years. Our group purchased the Philadelphia Inquirer, Daily News, Philly.com, and some of the related properties. It was historic in the business in that it was local ownership, step forward, all kinds of challenges for buying it in 2006 in terms of the economy and when we bought it, but also all kinds of thrills as well. So we talked about some of those things, and I also gave some lessons, hopefully lessons, I'm not sure that's the way to describe them, but some ideas and thoughts on things that people could take home and make some use of. Well, I mean, the cost side is critical, and you need to drill down on costs, but you can't lose quality at the same time. And that sounds like it's impossible to do both, but you can. So one of the things I talked about is sometimes I go around the country, I look at some newspapers, and they're looking pretty thin, and over the long haul, that's not really good for your business. So I think that's one thing. Also, be responsive to advertisers the way that they view the world, not the way we wish they would view the world. So we talked about Media Lab, which was this thing we created which did free research for advertisers. We gave them advice on how to make their ads more effective. We came up with interesting and creative ways for them to reach their audience. We talked about Media Lab a little bit. And then we also talked about how we have the mass audience in newspapers. Now we have to drive it down to the local as well. And the fact that your paywall, it's really not important what the revenue is you get from the paywall, but it's important what the information that you get in terms of registration. Therefore, you're able to sell a higher CPM to an advertiser. So what I encourage people here is we have the biggest store. We have the biggest store in the mall. Everybody effectively, if you own a newspaper, is walking through your store. Just make sure you can identify who they are so that I can say to an advertiser, gee, if you want to meet Mary Smith, I know how to reach her. If you're trying to reach Brian Tierney, I know how to reach him because I know who my customers are. And some of the tactics to do that tie to paywall, but the dollars could be really quite small as long as you get the registration information.